Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. I hope you're all having a fantastic day. Really quickly, here are a few answers to the most frequently asked questions I get about negative units and how I got negative units. So the first frequently asked question that I get is, how did you get so many negative units? Well, the answer to that is quite simple. Basically, by the refunding of some purchases that I made last 4th of July, I had a proportionate number of negative units enforced upon my account due to directly violating Kabam's terms of service, which state that you cannot refund purchases. And so, yeah, the story is a lot more complex than that. At the time, I had not exactly wanted these purchases to be refunded. It just so happened that they ended up being refunded, and maybe I can go into more detail in another video. But long story short, the blame can still be put on me for why I have so many negative units due to my own negligence. And so, yeah, that is the answer to the first most frequently asked question. So the second most frequently asked question that I get is, how can you remove negative units? So in order to remove negative units, first addressing a misconception that I often hear, you are not able to remove negative units for free. You do have to purchase them away. It isn't the case that whenever you gain a unit, for example, you remove a negative unit from your account. You actually have to spend a set amount of money to remove a set amount of negative units. And this is tailored directly to how many negative units you have. For me, someone with around 85,000 negative units, going into the store, you can see that I would have to spend about $100 US per every 10K units to remove the negative units from my account. So yeah, that is the answer to that most frequently asked question. Another frequently asked question that I get is, how have negative units affected your gameplay? So having negative units basically just means you can no longer use regular units. Think of negative units as a lock on your unit bank. Essentially, you can still acquire units from doing arenas or other sort of solo objectives and such. You can just not spend the regular units until you remove the negative units from your account. So with that being said, you can imagine some of the things that normal people could probably get with units you are not going to be able to get. You cannot buy Cavalier crystals in the crystal vault. You cannot buy revives, health potions, or energy refills, and so this will obviously affect the speed at which you can complete and explore content. But for me, in the year or so since I got my negative units, I have still been able to complete and explore 7.3 and 7.4, as well as fully explore Act 6. So it really isn't impossible to enjoy the game to a near full extent. There are just some things that you will not be able to do like everyone else. Think of it like this. You're basically a free-to-play player that just can't use units. So you're below a free-to-play player. But, if you're someone like Brian Grant, you're pretty much not going to be spending units anyway. So you're basically Brian Grant. Think of it like that. So yeah, I hope that answered that question for you. For me, having negative units has not really hindered my love for the game or my appreciation for it. In fact, silent nerfs of champions, bugs, and dry months have definitely affected my appreciation for the game much more than my negative unit count. At this point in the video, I think that answers just about every single question that I have been most commonly asked when it comes to having negative units. And so yeah, I hope you all enjoyed the video. I hope this was informative to you. And I hope this helped you to understand the perspective of someone with negative units a little bit more and answered some of your common questions related to negative units. If you have any more questions that you'd like to have answered, please let me know down in the comments. I will definitely be replying to them because I am somewhat of an expert and a connoisseur of negative units myself. And on that note, I will see you all in the next one. Bye.